Hello everyone, I'm back with another video. I am currently standing at the corner of Cass and Martin Luther King. This area is called the Cass Corridors, and I used to live in this area. So to the right of me on Cass, you would go down to Midtown Wayne State University. There's also the High School of Performing Arts, the school Aaliyah graduated from. But the school used to be located on Grand River and Rosa Parks. So now we turn this way on Cass, and you'll be going to the downtown of Detroit. You have Little Caesars Arena, Fox Theater, Ford Field, and a lot of other entertainment in the downtown area. So we're going to take a walk through this area that I used to live in. So now I'm at 2nd and Martin Luther King Jr. Street. And this Cass Corridor area has been slowly bought up by a lot of investors who are moving all the low-income people out of this area. This is slowly being gentrified like a lot of black cities. So now this vacant parking lot, when I first came down here in 2010, this used to be a motel. It was abandoned and homeless people lived in it. They tore it down. And this apartment building used to be for low income, 1 bedroom, $450 a month. So an investor came along and bought it and moved all the low income out, remodeled it, and now the rent is $850 a month. So that's a part of the gentrification of moving black people out of this area. So now this street would be 3rd and Martin Luther King Jr., but actually this street was called Mack. They just changed it to Martin Luther King Jr. So this would be Mack and 3rd. Okay, we're still at Mack and 3rd. I am standing in front of the shelter that used to be here. The address will be 3430 3rd Street. This shelter was here for a long time, at least about 50 years. And I stayed here for a couple of years after becoming homeless in 2010. And how that happened is I had a good job working at the hospital. I had an employee, a brother, who I believe was working with them folks, kept bullying me on the job every day. And I got off from work one day and he had did something to my car, and y'all already know what happened. Even though I don't condone violence on the job. So that led to me getting fired, which put me in a financial situation. I had to live with some relatives, didn't get along with them, and then I moved to Miami, Florida for only a week because it was too expensive. Then I went to North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina, before I wind up coming back here to Detroit. And I came to this shelter in July of 2010. And eventually they helped me get a housing voucher, and I was able to get out of here. But staying here for 3 years in a shelter that has no beds, you have to sleep in a chair. So the women's bathroom had one toilet, one shower, for about 50, 60 women. So y'all can imagine what was it like living here. Not a big place either. But I'm grateful that it was here. It helped me in my time of need. And I still see some folks around here, hanging around here. What's up? See, even though the shelter closed, they're still hanging around here because these people have been hanging around here for 10, 15 years. And it closed down last year because of the COVID, because they couldn't have all the people cramped in there. So, you know, I'm sad to see it go because this place was much needed when a lot of people fell on hard times. So, this place also had some famous people lived here. We had one of the Harlem Globetrotters. He stayed here. He fell on hard times. Hold on a second, y'all. Somebody finna come talk to me. So I'm back again. So I just talked to somebody. He told me this place actually moved to another location, but it don't have as many people because of the COVID. So it still exists. So walking through this cast corridors, I had some good and bad times. And but I never got in any fights down here. Got a lot of arguments. Counted a few bullies. But never got any fights. Usually this street would be full of people, like 40 people every day out here. Just talking, drinking a beer, or having a good time. All kind of people hang around here. Even people that didn't live in the shelter, they still come down here and hang out. So he told me they managed to get in the building. Some people are squatting in there. So, hey, more power to you. Need a place to stay. So walking down to this corner to Peterborough. And this is the MLK liquor store. But this liquor store closed after the shelter closed because it got all its business from the shelter. So we go in here every day and get snacks. He had hot food, fried chicken, pizza, everything. But of course it got bought out by some investors also. So as I was saying about the shelter, we had some famous people stay there. So I said we had a Harlem Globetrotter stay there. He had fell on hard times. And we had a Soul Train dancer stayed here. Can't tell you his name, but he's from Detroit. And back in the 80s, he moved out to Hollywood. He danced on Star Search. And then from Star Search, he got on Soul Train for a couple of years. He danced in Janet Jackson videos. And he fell on hard times and wound up at the shelter. And when I noticed him, he told me not to tell nobody because he was a little embarrassed about being at the shelter. So, yeah, we had a Soul Train dancer here. And the most famous person is the R&B singer, Kim. Now, Kim has a song out with Wiz Khalifa. That's his latest song. But he was here in the early 90s. You know, I think he had alcohol, drug addiction. He kicked that and went in the studio and started making songs. And now he's a platinum recording artist. And so he would come down here and feed us in the summer and give us free concerts. And you can go on YouTube and look up the video, Mack and Third Live 2011 with Kim, giving a concert for the homeless and just giving back and inspiring people to believe that you won't always be in a homeless situation. So that was very motivating for a lot of people that was in this Cass Corridor area.